They're trying to defend Graham Linehan, who has made his entire personality hating trans people, and who's best friends with J.K. Rowling, who managed to help institute segregation in the UK.
Yes, that's not. Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson. Clarkson, did you hear about the latest insane thing in the UK where a comedian, Graham Linehan, got arrested for his tweets?
I did. Yeah, it's pretty dystopian over there. I don't know what the hell is happening.
Giving 1984.
Love the UK because like their accents are so hot, their reality TV is so good.
British men are not the best looking. A lot of
I said their accents.
I know, but like, spare me the accent. They have terrible teeth.
Yeah, but the ones on reality TV have veneers.
Oh, okay.
And they cast hot people on reality TV, so like I don't know, I love it.
Well, I love the UK because of soccer, and you know they did also like found the tradition of Western civilization and Enlightenment values and all that, but they've kind of done away with that in recent years. They don't really believe in those things anymore because now if you tweet something that upsets trans activists, they'll arrest you with armed officers. Which the worst.
You said something bad.
The worst thing he did, the worst tweet is that he made a joke about punching a trans woman in the balls.
I mean, it's a joke.
It's a joke about the fact that they're not women, in his opinion, because they have balls. Like,
yeah.
And it's not incitement to violence, but that's what they're claiming it is. It's all ridiculous. But of course, guess how the trans TikTok people are treating this news? Are they standing up for freedom of speech?
I mean, after the events this week.
Well, this is well before that, this discourse. But...
Oh, well, I'm just saying it's not surprising to me that they're reacting in any way.
So we're going to watch one trans activist cheering that Graham Linehan is being locked up for his words. And remember, these are the progressives. Let's look at this and just be prepared to be enlightened.
A poor innocent man was arrested for apparently his free speech. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say innocent? Because that's what the mainstream media is trying to tell you when Graham Linehan actually tweeted calls for violence against trans people and actually women who are not conforming enough by his standards.
You want to read that tweet for us, Clarkson, that she put on screen?
If a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he is committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in the balls.
I don't agree with that tweet.
Obviously not.
However, it is not crime. It is a joke.
Well, is he like, are his tweets like satire, or was he?
A lot of them are edgy. He is a comedy writer, but even if he was serious,
obviously, yeah.
I mean, I don't want anyone punched in any region of their body, but
especially the balls. That
would really hurt. And I think there's probably some solutions before that we could talk about, but that is not a criminal level tweet because you're not you're just saying in the abstract, oh, this violence should happen is free speech. The same way that trans activists hold up punch TERFs signs
or post
kill TERFs.
Kill all TERFs.
Yeah, and you know what? That is actually free speech under our First Amendment standards.
Correct.
Right? The only way it's not is if you are, like, for example, if Graham Linehan was in a bathroom with a trans woman, pointed at them and said, punch him in the balls. That's a direct incitement. Generally talking about violence, whether you like it or not, is part of political discourse. And it is free speech.
Correct.
But something tells me this person, who I'm sure cheers for the punch TERFs rhetoric.
Well, based on the way, if you watch her eyebrows, like when she starts talking about it, you can just see the face. It gets very, very angry. I can't imagine this is a peaceful person.
I'm sure she's lovely and ladylike. Let's continue.
But the BBC, the Telegraph, and essentially every media out there is trying to paint this as some sort of attack against free speech. When in fact, it's actually a call for violence when Linehan pointed out that people should actually punch women that they think might be trans. And let's not forget that Linehan is best buddies with J.K. Rowling, who came to his defense, of course.
Because she
supports
supports
Labour MP Wes Streeting took some time away from his busy schedule of harming trans kids to come in support of Linehan, saying that online speech laws should be reviewed because calling for violence against trans people shouldn't be something that's policed. However, having protesters protest against a That's unacceptable to this Labour Party. But tweeting violence against trans women and women who are not gender conforming enough, that's totally okay. Have at it, transphobes. And you even have the Metropolitan Police Chief coming out and saying the exact same thing as Westring, that the law should be reevaluated because, you know what, we should allow violence against women.
We should allow violence against women, yet you want trans women to be in women's prisons.
Yeah. Trans women's offenders even.
What the oh.
It's just such a ridiculous caricature. They think violence against women is fine because they don't think you should be put in jail for tweets. Those things don't go together.
There's no violence.
There was no violence.
God, I'm so tired of them screaming violence. I'm literally crashing out today. I'm so annoyed. Nobody is. They just make up words. Make up meanings of words.
They just call everything violence. A tweet that's a joke is not violent. Show me on the doll where the tweet touched you.
Like it's just. I have nothing else to say, you guys. I'm done. I'm quitting normal gays.
There's also a dishonest conflation here about a couple things. The police in the UK have said they want the laws rewritten because they don't want to be spending police resources harassing people over the things they post online, yet they are arresting hundreds and hundreds of people for their tweets. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do, to want to focus on real crimes.
Right.
And also saying that it's free speech. This trans activist is acting like defending free speech is defending the speech itself or endorsing the speech itself. And it's actually not. So many of the people, like myself even, who are defending Graham Linehan's right to not be arrested for this tweet doesn't mean we agree with the tweet. I think it's in poor taste. I think we should all chill out. We shouldn't be even flirting with any kind of jokes about violence in the current discourse. Still free speech. And this person is acting like defending free speech means you're endorsing that speech. Totally dishonest and not accurate.
Yeah, it's not true. Is this creator an American?
Yeah.
I just think, okay, so that's really interesting that they're not supporting, or she's not supporting free speech here, when in actuality and practice, if we got rid of free speech, the majority of America, it wouldn't go well for people like
No, minority extremists are the ones who need the protection.
Right. It's literally protecting you. So why don't you... Even though you're exercising your free speech, I'm going to tell you to stop using it because we're trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's keep rolling this.
There's more?
Oh, there's a significant amount more. You wait till you get to the craziest part.
Because that's what it is. It's just violence against women that happen to be trans or that you think might be trans, because that's the end result. Women will be assaulted from people who are calling for violence against us. It doesn't matter if they're cis or trans. If someone deems someone too masculine enough for them, that is the end result of this. And Linehan tweeted that to his over 600,000 followers to incite violence against women. But of course, none of the framing from politicians and the media have been about this call for violence from this individual, and have all been framing this as some sort of attack on free speech.
Well, first of all, repetitive is like, edit your videos and cut out shit that you've already said 3 times. Second of all, stop trying to make women feel like they're in danger just because you feel like you're in danger. Okay?
Well, the argument is, and I think there's actually a grain of truth to this, is that if you are hyper-policing bathrooms, that some women who just appear masculine will be accused of being trans women and could face violence or whatever. But again, he didn't literally mean punch them in the balls.
That's if you're hyper-policing bathrooms. We have to come back to reality and realize this is a tweet.
Yeah, it's a tweet.
It's a tweet. It's a tweet.
And now, wait till you...
Also, put your away.
Oh my God.
Or sorry, your flabs.
I told you not to bring it up.
Sorry, I had to.
Now I'm going to be nauseous.
Stop it. I couldn't stop it. Ugh.
We're here to focus on this person's content.
Mm-hmm. I can't look at her.
All right, let's watch the rest of this. There's one more thing that she says at some point that I do want you to hear.
Again, a call for violence against a community is not freedom of speech, and it is not freedom from consequences for what you are trying to say. And here we have a supposed progressive, Ro Khanna, who came out in support of Linehan. When asked for comment on social media, Ro Khanna has failed to respond in time. So tell me something, Representative. Is a call for violence really an offense against anyone who supports free speech? So are you essentially condoning calls for violence against women? Because that's what you are implying here by sanitizing the actions of a horrific individual whose marriage was dissolved partly because he was so obsessed with trying to vilify trans people. But that's who you voice support
Doesn't
for?
matter.
Someone who's supposedly a progressive and advocate for queer people? Because clearly you are not if you're trying to defend Graham Linehan, who has made his entire personality hating trans people, and who's best friends with J.K. Rowling, who managed to help institute segregation in the UK.
Yes, that's my favorite part. This person calls J.K. Rowling a segregationist because J.K. wants male and female spaces.
I'm gonna end it all. I can't do this anymore. This is...
It's so offensive to Black people.
Also, like, calm down the theatrics. You know what I mean? Like, she really got here on her soapbox. Like, I'm gonna talk to a representative because I'm gonna make change.
As if he gives a shit what you have to say, girl. He does not.
Shut up. Go, like, do something
Productive.
No. Not even productive. Just, like, get off your phone.
So detached from reality. I mean, the difference is, like, Black and white segregation is evil because there are no meaningful distinctions between the races that would ever justify such disparate treatment. Men and women are different.
Correct.
Like, that's not segregation to have different facilities and different things for differences. It's like, that's just treating people differently because they are different. The problem is that, like, white, Black, we're all really the same. Race is just mostly irrelevant.
It's a social construct.
Yeah, well, and even the genetic basis to it doesn't affect almost anything about how we are as people, how we interact. Certainly doesn't affect what bathroom you should use, anything like that. Whereas men and women, there's a whole sexual dynamic. There's a whole predatory dynamic between men and between women. It's like, there are real reasons.
It's
privacy. It's like, to call that segregation is just to tell us that you are just totally detached from reality and common sense.
Again, and I just think that you just explained that beautifully, but we shouldn't even have to explain that.
But that's most of what we do, is explain basic concepts to low IQ individuals.
I know, I'm crashing out today. I don't know what it is, but it's just like, I can't. It's so crazy that the world has gotten this dumb. Like, these are has it always been this dumb, and we're just, like, getting older?
I think it's both. I think social media highlights dumb people who previously no one would have heard of, but then also social media itself makes people dumber.
That's a fair assessment.
But what do you guys think? Do you agree? Are we also segregationists? Because we think male and female exist? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe before you hit that like button while you are at it. Also, check out Clarkson's channel, linked in the description. And also check out my podcast, Brad vs. Everyone, on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Also, you can send us in some voicemails if you want our advice from the normal gays on your dating life or situations. We will give you the tea. We'll tell it to you straight, or I guess gay.
Oh, that was good.
The link is in the description. And with that, guys, we'll talk again. We'll have more normal gays content for you real soon.